So this is not really a farewell. I'll be just across the Capitol next year, and I know that the end of this term won't be the end of the work together with many of you, as well as many of our friendships. It has been a tremendous honor to serve in the Michigan. Oh God. Okay. It's been a tremendous honor to serve in the Michigan House of Representatives, and I will always be grateful to the residents of District 6 for allowing me to be their public servant for the past 4 years. When I first started this job in January 2015, I was an eternal optimist, someone who believed I could get things done. I was ready to hit the ground running, and I was pregnant. Now, as I wind down my time in the House, I'm still an eternal optimist despite the legislative battle scars. I've been able to get some good things done for the people of Michigan. I'm still working hard, and I'm ending my time in the House the same way I started, pregnant. So it's been a simultaneous journey of learning how to be a mommy and learning how to be a good legislator. And it's been an interesting parallel sometimes in life lessons. In the past few years, I've learned a lot about having patience, both with a toddler and patience with the legislative process, having humility, knowing that some things are not under my control, and doing a whole lot of juggling and multitasking. And there's actually a lot around the Capitol that is maybe a little bit too similar to raising a toddler. For example, the patience and persistence required, the cleaning up of messes, and listening to and responding to a lot of strong feelings. I mean, I could be talking about potty training, or I could be talking about getting a complicated bill package passed. And I have a lot of people to thank and a few reflections to share. First, I'm eternally grateful to my husband, Sean, my parents, my in-laws, and my daughter, Sonia, for their love and support. I literally would not be able to do this job without them. Second, I've been truly lucky to have an incredible staff team. Ellen Heinitz, Alex Garza, Mary Turner, Janlyn Miller, and dozens of interns over the past few years have poured an enormous amount of time, heart, dedication, and brilliant work into making Team Chang's slogan, "Getting Things Done," a reality. None of the legislative successes, programs in our district, or services at our neighborhood service center will be possible without the hard work of my staff. And there are so many colleagues that I'm grateful for. LaTanya Garrett for being the best seatmate. We've shared food, ideas, stories, and yes, lots of tears. Christy Pagan for your friendship and tireless work to advance women's issues. John Hoadley for your friendship, genius ideas, and the cookies. Erica Geis, Leslie Love, Donna Lisinski, and Winnie Brinks for being a fierce executive committee with me for the Progressive Women's Caucus. Sam Singh for your support and allowing me opportunities to lead. Clint Kesto for being a great committee chair and friend, and for our work together in law and justice on many, many, many bills. Peter Lucido for our really interesting conversations and for working together to change some of your bills. Thank you to the Detroit Caucus for the unique bond that we share, that is our love for our city. Robert Wittenberg for being Mr. Congeniality, the kindest person here, and my biggest fan. Jeremy Moss, Darren Camilleri, Abdullah Hamoud, and others for trying to convince me to run for the Senate and not giving up on me despite my resistance. Kurt Heisey and Gary Howell for being such fair and open-minded committee chairs. Dave Pagel for your political courage. I won't ever forget it. Martin Howrlack for your passion about changing our criminal justice system and for being an ally on environmental accountability. Sheldon Neely, our late friend Julie Plawecki, Ned Canfield, Phil Phelps, and many more for our work together on water quality, affordability, and access. Kara Clementi for working together on the Julie Plawecki Day of Service. Vanessa Guerra for your smart questions and energy. I'm going to miss serving on committees with you. And Chris Gregg, I can't wait to see you lead this side of the aisle next term. Thank you to Democratic and Republican policy staff for the incredibly long hours that you put in every day, especially on this side, Eli and Dan, and just an incredible amount of thanks to Coffee and Hawthorne, who I'm really going to miss, and who I'm pretty sure does the work of 3 people. Thanks to Suzanne Caterino and Courtney Overbay, who drafted a gazillion things for me, and the entire team of women staff who made the work of the Progressive Women's Caucus possible. Thank you to all the sergeants who keep us safe and in line, and also to Alice, who seems to have everything we need in the back. I also want to thank LSB for their amazing work behind the scenes, drafting bills, amendments, and substitutes, often on very tight timelines, and for never tiring of my office's many research requests. Thank you to Rashida Tlaib, my friend and predecessor, for being the first to encourage me to run for state representative, and for being a mentor and an inspiration to so many. Thank you to everyone who volunteered on my campaigns, and especially Denzel McCampbell and Malika Roy, who ran my first race. I'm only here because of the hard work and support from many, many people. So, from convening a task force to successfully advocate for changes to the House harassment policy and presentation, thank you, Doug Simon, to getting the styrofoam cups in the back replaced, I hope that I've made an impact on this institution. I'm very, very thankful for the opportunity that this position has given me to work on bipartisan solutions, like the female genital mutilation legislation that make our state's laws now the strongest in our country, laws to address nitrous oxide whippets by minors, our comprehensive package to protect sexual assault survivors, prevent future sexual assault, and to improve accountability, and many more. I'm also very thankful for the fact that this position has allowed me and my team to help hundreds of families at our neighborhood service center, and through programs like our community baby shower for low-income women, our Girls Making Change Fellowship, and our door-to-door tax foreclosure prevention efforts. As many of you know, I'm a proud daughter of immigrants who came to this country looking for better opportunity and really believing in a set of core American values: fairness, access, equity, and opportunity. These are the values that I try to fight for every day. So let's keep working together to make sure that we are crafting sound solutions that uphold these values. As some of you know, before I ran for office, I worked as a community organizer, and being a social worker at heart informs the way that I work. I believe that it is our responsibility as lawmakers to always think about the most vulnerable in our communities, not as an afterthought, but instead at the forefront of our minds when we make policies that will affect our future generations. Whether it's making sure that every child gets a quality education, no matter who they are, clean air to breathe, no matter the zip code, clean water to drink, an economy that works for everyone, and a justice system that's both smart and fair, we have a lot of work to do still to make sure that the inequities and divides that exist in our state are repaired, not further deepened. It is important that we constantly ask ourselves, how are we not just improving the lives of just some Michiganders, but truly creating opportunity for all of my daughter's generation and the next generation? We represent districts that are very distinct, and this means that we can learn a lot from one another. And I've definitely learned a lot of things from colleagues on both sides of the aisle, like the water access issues in some rural areas, what treeing a bear means, the similarity in growing housing affordability issues in Detroit and Grand Rapids, and how the OR dock in Marquette worked. It's important that we have learned from each other and that we continue to build bridges and recognize that learning from one another's perspectives makes us stronger lawmakers. I will never forget how so many of you came to stand with me when I shared testimony for the Pregnancy Loss Awareness Resolution last fall. Your kindness and your willingness to share your deeply personal stories with me afterward were just incredibly touching. And so for that and so many other moments in this chamber where we've built connections over life's struggles and joys, I thank you. So to wrap up, some people in my district often ask me if I like this job. Some of them know it hasn't always been easy. I got threatened with a recall, I got called some terrible names over email and Twitter, being told I shouldn't bring my daughter to a public meeting, getting pushback from powerful interests for standing up for what I believe in, and some other recent things you may know about. But my answer to this question is always that despite the many challenges, yes, I absolutely love this job. It is a huge honor and responsibility, and I've done the best that I could do. So I'm so grateful to have served alongside many of you, and I will always cherish my time here in the House of Representatives. Thank you so much.